Okay, if you haven't tried this one on your own yet, on the previous slide, either pause the video in a minute, let me say something first, or go back to the previous slide and try it on your own. It is okay to use a calculator to, that you're asked to express this probability as a percent to the nearest whole. So that implies that we're going to do some rounding, and you can use a calculator for the division part of the problem. So try that on your own first, and then hit play and compare your work to mine. Good business people need to understand probability because they need to make predictions for their business. If you owned a bagel shop and you kept track of how many people ordered each different type of bagel, that would allow you to predict the most popular types of bagel that you might sell in the future, and would inform your purchasing. It would minimize the waste in your business. It would maximize your profits. These are all important considerations. So all of the things we're working on are very applicable to real life. So we have the data from a single day at lunch. Of course, we would want to conduct multiple trials over many days and possibly many weeks, months, or years. But just using this data, we're going to express as a percent, rounded to the nearest whole percent, the probability that a customer will purchase a wheat or rye bagel. So our favorable outcomes would be wheat or rye. 16 customers ordered wheat and 8 ordered rye, so there's a total of 24 favorable outcomes compared to the total possible outcomes, which would be the total number of bagels sold that day. I'm going to associate to my advantage here. I'm going to add 24 and 6 for 30, and I'm going to add 8 and 12 for 20, and then I'm going to add 16 and 16 is 32, and 8 more is 40. Use the associative property if you have a series of addition and associate to your advantage, and I get a total of 50 plus 40 is 90. And this isn't easy to turn into a decimal fraction, so I'm going to do some quick mental math. Hold on a second while I do some quick mental computation. I get 0.26 repeating. 6's go forever, you know, our notation. So if I'm rounding to the nearest whole percent, I want the nearest hundredth. And so that's 5. It's closer to 27 hundredths than 26 hundredths. So we're going to say 27% is our approximation for the probability of a customer selecting wheat or rye. So given that, I would allocate 27% of my budget to purchasing the ingredients to make the wheat or the rye bagels. And so I don't overspend, and I save money, and I make lots of profits, and I get rich. All right, here is an optional, oh, I forgot. I tried to be funny and I forgot there's a follow-up question. If the bagel shop sells 105 bagels tomorrow, see, we're going to use our probability to make a prediction. If the bagel shop sells 105 bagels tomorrow, how many would you expect to be wheat or rye? Well, we would expect 27% of the 105 bagels to be wheat or rye. They will almost certainly not be sales of exactly 27% of 105, but that's not the point. Our best guess will be based on the prediction based on historical data. So 0.27 times 105, you can use a calculator. 27 times 105, you get 28.35. 28.35, but you're not likely to sell 35 hundredths of a bagel. So we would round to the nearest whole, 28. We'd expect 28. I really probably didn't need to, I wasn't thinking about it, but 105 is so close to 100. 27% of 100 is 27, right? And so I probably could have done that without a calculator if I had been thinking about the numbers.